Holiday Park in Hasselach, Germany was a relative unknown in the coaster community, until they unveiled Expedition GeForce, an Intamin mega coaster that would cost $11 million, making it far and away the largest investment in the park's history. Expedition GeForce opened to rave reviews from both enthusiasts and the Golden Ticket Awards, who have ranked it in the top 10 steel coasters since 2002. But does it live up to the hype? Find out in today's review of Expedition GeForce. Expedition GeForce's entrance is located towards the front of the park with light expedition theming in the plaza and queue. And by theming I mean giant cargo boxes, which I suppose fits the theme. My visit to Holiday Park took place on a Wednesday, so crowds were light. I never had to wait more than one train to get on Expedition GeForce. It is important to note that they were only running one train. I'm not sure if this is standard practice or not, but it definitely makes photography hard. The way that Holiday Park operates the coaster also doesn't help. The ride ops first have to check the riders' seatbelts before you can pull down your restraint. The fact that the operators have to make 2 laps around the station makes the dispatches significantly slower. I've also witnessed this problem on RMCs. The restraints are very roomy though. The Intamin T-bars are some of the most freeing restraints out there, just a thin bar that lies gently on your lap. It also helps that the ride ops at Holiday Park are not prone to stapling. These lap bars really allow you to feel every ounce of Expedition GeForce's powerful airtime. And yes, it does have powerful airtime, but despite that, GeForce is not a one-trick pony. Expedition GeForce has a well-sequenced layout that throws all kinds of forces at you, so let's take a look at that layout. The ride begins with a cable lift taking you to the highest point of 174 feet. The first drop is one of the best out there. At nearly hyper height, you are whipped over the top in a powerful ejector moment. And while you're already out of your seat, you're laterally flung over 90 degrees to the right. Keep in mind that I said over 90 degrees. The ride corrects itself back to straight down by adjusting to the left. This gives you another mild dose of laterals in the opposite direction. All of this taken into consideration makes Expedition GeForce's first drop one of the best moments of lateral ejector in the world. After hitting its top speed of 75 miles per hour, GeForce flies over the first of 6 camelbacks. Raw, untainted ejector airtime is one of my personal favorite sensations you can get on a roller coaster, and Expedition GeForce's camelbacks are the poster child for that. You are absolutely yanked towards the sky in a thigh-bruising moment of sustained ejector airtime, one of the best on any coaster, and this is far from the last of these moments on the ride. Then you traverse the first of 4 overbanks. This ride gets a lot of flack for the lack of excitement in the overbanks, but I personally couldn't disagree more. While not the most memorable or unique parts of the ride, they mix up the forces by blasting you with positive Gs. I couldn't help but gray out on a couple of my rides. Next, you fly over yet another camelback, which is just as powerful and elite as the first one. And this element marks the end of the first half of GeForce. The middle section is the most controversial part of the ride. Some claiming it's a lull, others claiming that it makes the ride more diverse. I definitely fall under the latter. You travel through 2 back-to-back overbanks to start. These consistently led to a gray out and really add variety to the layout. The second overbank turns into a section of trim straight track that never slows the train down. However, it is still the only moment of the ride that gives you a breather. After hugging a low-to-the-ground turn that piles on the positive Gs, you ride through an S-hill. This element is taken at a good clip, which really accentuates the strong laterals and powerful airtime. After ripping through the 4th and final intense overbank, GeForce loses its mind. The final sequence of airtime hills on Expedition GeForce make up my favorite finale of all time. 4 back-to-back airtime hills that seem to get progressively more intense and out of control. You really have to prepare for this balls-to-the-walls finale that leaves me laughing every time. Then you slide into the brake run, ending the 4,002-foot-long coaster. I won't be the first to admit that Expedition GeForce has a repetitive layout, but on a coaster like this, that's just fine. GeForce immediately found a spot in my top 10. It's the perfect blend of airtime, positive Gs, and laterals. What makes it so special to me is that there is nothing that could be done to improve the ride. It's intense and well-rounded from start to finish. All of this combined with its immaculately smooth tracking and landscaping makes it an easy 10 out of 10 coaster, and my number 1 Intamin. If you're planning a Germany trip, I would highly encourage stopping at Holiday Park just for this spectacular coaster. It's my 2nd favorite coaster in the country and my 8th favorite in the world. I hope you like this review, subscribe to Coaster Pack, and most importantly, keep on coasting.